top left corner of the map. We're going to be beginning with the blue Protoss player. This is herO. And in the bottom right, our red Terran player is going to be ByuN. I was hoping for a 6 Su run today. Me too, honestly. It was good to see Su signing up and playing. At least, like I said, he's not played a competitive game of StarCraft 2 in 2 months. This isn't a crazy amount of time, but you know, it's still 2 freaking months. So it's nice to see him back for a little bit, if nothing else. As we get ourselves going here. Figure out what our plan is going to be. See what's going to happen. Get this all rolling. As our racks and our refinery coming on through, we get settled in first few moments. Probe is going to come up to this high ground. It's going to go nibbling through for a couple of moments, so a little bit of damage going to be done there. See our SCV nibbling up then. Getting a little bit of, getting a few shots out. Damage done to start us off. Trying to really kill that probe, but that probe is going to live. As herO is indeed going to get that out alive. Good job, little probey, getting out of there. Very good job. As we get this DVP up and rolling then, so we get this underway. Good run by ByuN. Can't wait for another Clem MaxPax finals. I know. I almost had Clem MaxPax seeded a bit differently so that they would meet in like the semis. Not like purposefully, just the way I was initially doing the seeding, and then just for whatever reason it didn't end up like that. And I'm like, man, are they just going to meet in the finals again? But to be fair, if they keep meeting in the finals, maybe it's not wrong that they're seeds 1 and 2, right? We'll come over to the side. Just going to be seeing our Warp Gate coming up. Stalker, Nexus coming through as well. Warp Gate is coming up on the Cyber Core, so we get that ready to go already. And the first Zealot already going to show up here as well. So that Zealot going to show up, going to swing at the depot a little bit. A couple of shots coming out on that one. As we have our Twilight Council continuing to produce, so we bring that into play. Stalker comes across the map as well. Twilight Council on the way up, and a couple of probies. The Stalker, the Warp Gate all coming in. As herO will just move straight to that Twilight Tech to try and open up this game a little bit initially. Again, those Marines going to be popping out the reactor. Our Adept is going to go shading upwards. Adept is going to go shading, and a couple of Stalkers continue to come about. Just going to have ourselves the couple of Stalkers already putting some damage in. It's going to be putting out a kill. It's going to be a nice grab straight away. These units are going to come down this round, with the Medevac Micro should be able to stay alive. Actually, is going to try and hunt a Stalker, and we'll get the Stalker, plus that Zealot, of course, going down too, so that actually turns out to be a pretty darn good beginning. Not bad at all to begin with here. I see a couple of Stalkers still whacking away. Medevac is going to be dropping down there as well, so that's just going to be falling already. You do see the Robo Facility and Blink coming up as well. Marines and the Cyclones coming across. Stalkers taking some damage as well. A few more hits continue to come through. Just for now. So again, pretty reasonable starting point here, as we just have Pylon coming about. We get this up and running. Let's see how Stalker's going to fight. Couple Marines going down. We'll see a few Stalkers continue to press in for just a little bit. Actually going to come around the back again. Cloaking coming through. The Stalker's going to be there quickly. They're going to get into position right away. It's a nice little grab on those. Just going to push that back without issue. So, yeah, great grab on those on that Banshee immediately there. As we do have ourselves the charge coming up still. A couple extra probes and gates coming online. The +1 attack upgrade coming in also. Marines Banshee tank going to come across. Up a few shots. And charge +1, the Immortal and the Robobay continue to come about for the moment, so you just bring a lot of that way through. So it's still going to be backing up out to the other direction. Well, the Marines are still coming up here. The charge is on the way. The Robobay and the extra gates coming about as well. So just continue to bring that through for the moment. Getting that up and online. Prism on the way out, and actually going to get Gravitic Drive as well. So that Prism speed coming through is herO going to be reliant on that Prism apparently to get a lot done. Banshee shows up, gets a Sentry, going to get 2. I guess kind of cute. Going to try and get a 3rd. That was his focus fire there. I mean, 2 sentries could have been 4, 5 probes maybe with that final shot going off. But yeah, really did decide to just prioritize sentries. So taking out some of the force field potential, and so definitely an interesting way of going about it. +1 attack continues by, so we keep on bringing that up for the moment. Still bringing this through. Ourselves the medevac lifting up a couple cyclones again, just pulling those away, get them back to safety for now. So again, just bringing those into nice safe position. Shots coming through, just gonna be seeing that +2 attack and a charge coming in. I mean, we are going to see extended thermal lens as well. It's trying to get that Colossus range going as the Prism showing up here as well. It takes a bunch of Viking shots though, and it is going to go down, so that will be taken out. So denial on that as reduces the Colossus moving about. Still got +2 attack. Fire pulling back, Vikings hanging overhead, and Dark Shrine coming through during this as he gets settled. And extended thermal lens will give those Colossus so much more range, make them so much more viable at this point. The Dark Shrine, a nice addition from herO as well. Some good harassment available then in the later stages of the game as you head in toward that. So it was a nice benefit as well. As you see our bio stepping up and those Stalkers taking some hits, getting pushed away for the moment. Using that +2 attack finishing now on the Forge. We will see ourselves again the Shadow Strike coming up, the Disruptor, and +3/+1 on the way as well. Command Center moves across. Just going to take position with this. Obviously, get ourselves another base up is going to be a nice little bonus as well. It's just going to get that straight online. As we have ourselves a couple Colossus still on the move as well, so they're also hunting about and figuring out what exactly their planet might become. +3 attack, +1 armor coming through. The Auto Stride coming up as well. Now going to see our Bio stepping forward. Just going to see those couple of tanks still set to fire away. There's a few ghosts continue to build up here. Marines and Marauders on the way by. A couple of Vikings are coming up also. As ByuN just is going to be the first to max out. The question is going to be, is he going to try and do much once he gets maxed out here, or what is his plan going to become? Gonna knock ourselves through a set of rocks just there at the moment. Just pick up some damage. The Bio continues to move through, continue to move about here for just a little bit, so we keep on moving around. Just having ourselves the setup continuing. We are going to have ourselves a little bit of action here with the Fusion Core. So ByuN very happy to let this time, kind of start trilling into the later stages. You're going to see a ton of cannons and batteries coming up on that upper right-hand side, so going to get all of that underway. Our Bio army is going to stem in that direction. We're going to see a bit of Bio stemming up into the center as well. So just going to bring all of that through. And +2 armor coming up. The cloaking on the way. 2 ship weapons also producing. All of that continues to come by for now as we just have our Bio Ghost Viking. Below, obviously trying to initiate some fights, but clearly the opportunity has just not been there just yet. See how Zealot's actually going to start making a bit of a step forward, so they're going to take some damage as well. A few of those shots coming down as the Zealots, for the most part, should be caught. Actually, the Bio on the right there could have maybe turned. Could have been quite nice if we turned into that and handled it, but not meant to be, apparently. Let's just have our additional carriers still on the way up from the Stargates. The Mothership coming through, the +2 armor, also on the way on the Forge. Cannons, gateways continuing to come up as our Vikings will gather. And that advanced ballistics building from ByuN. So getting into that live range, that typically forces the Protoss into Skytoss. But in this game, we already have a Protoss player who's on some Skytoss, so the carrier should not be... we're not going to get caught off guard or anything going into that. I guess the question will really become whether or not we... Yeah, I guess whether or not we're going to be able to kind of fight the libs from afar. I mean, I guess you don't have Tempest, right? But like I said, at least you've got something that can just shoot the libs. You don't have to just focus on attacking them with Stalkers and so, which is oftentimes a major downfall. I'm getting +3 ship weapons. He's so just happy to play these longer games today so far. It's very cool to see. ByuN just super comfortable letting these games kind of play out. Have ourselves a little bit of movement. Just going to be having our Stalkers, Disruptors moving down to the bottom side. We actually have a base from ByuN that's going to be in a little bit of trouble right away. Don't get me wrong, both these armies are very scary at any point. If a fight breaks out here, you can see, honestly, disaster kind of coming through in any which direction. So, a lot of possibilities there as you see our Bio stepping forward again. having ourselves the little bit of bio drop on the left-hand side. I mean, this is just yet another base setting up in that direction. Just gonna get that on the way. A few probes peeling back as well. As those probes peel backwards, we are going to see Storm coming online from herO, so even more tech available on the side of the Protoss. Absolutely a very teched up game right here. No doubt about that. See our medevac going to get cleaned out, so that will get pushed away for the moment. That's going to get chased out of here. Still having ourselves the rest of this army coming back together and moving through. Then disruptor shot comes up this ramp. A little bit of bio going to get caught in that. Not going to be anything too major. There is the mothership joining it together. Just going to be seeing our Prism coming through. And our army of ByuN, like I say, very happy to just sit back. ByuN is playing a very slow set of games today. He is in no rush to try and do much of anything. We see our Vikings coming about, Libs as well, get a little bit of bio coming over. A few probes went down, ByuN stepped onto the map, now going back the other way. Kind of carriers coming across, a few high Templars coming in. Shields coming up and online as well as our +3 air weapons continues through the +2 air armor. Also in production currently, so bringing that into play. And our Vikings will settle, just going to be seeing the match again, rid of the first carrier already. Now the mothership going to take some damage. We're going to get rid of that too. Nice Viking play. Able to do very well so far. Able to find a good bit of damage here for the moment. Working out quite nicely. Just going to see our Tempest on the way up as well. Prism also continuing through for just a little while. And just settle just for the moment. And our carriers, high Templars moving about. The Tempest all on the way in. Coming around as well. Just going to be seeing our another ship building through also. Again, a few command centers are coming up as we speak, so we get that underway. Tempest still in production here as we just have ourselves the little bit of action breaking through, and a pylon coming around also. Having ourselves the bio continuing into this base. We actually have the feedbacks on the Ghosts. This base is going to go down. ByuN threatening with the Vikings on the right side. Gets a Colossus. Good movement. Just waiting with those couple of units. And being able to kind of come in with those there is actually really neat. So it's very nice as our bio Viking force continues to move about. Looking good in that regard for now as we just have ourselves the carriers pushing through. The Colossus are going to get active as well. Just going to be seeing those interceptors continue to fly about for now also, as we do have ourselves a big press on up. Big fight obviously coming in here from herO as he continues across the map in a big way. It just continues to come straight on through. Ourselves a little bit more of a trade out coming in here also. Just going to keep on fighting for a little bit. It's continuing to come about for the moment, then as our Vikings are going to try and take another engagement in, so just going to come straight through with this at the moment. Trying to battle right away here. A couple of shots coming through as well, so we continue in with that for the moment, and well, it's going to be seeing our carriers continue to push on through. Damage continuing to be done. Just going to be seeing our Vikings continue to push on through. Just going to keep on fighting for a little bit. Trying to battle right away here. So we continue in with that for the moment, and well, it's going to be seeing our carriers continue to push on through. Damage continuing to be done. do see just the Vikings going to continue to fight by also. And a little bit of action still. Just going to be seeing the Vikings obviously still setting up in a nice place for the moment. Honestly, the back and forth, really good fights here. Both players able to kind of keep a lot of their army alive, just re-engaging in. The Vikings chase, the Tempest get a few shots off. Again, damage really being done across the board so far. As we have more units continue to step up. Full EMP, a lone Archon is wandering too far forwards. Obviously, those ghosts have a big role to play. If they can EMP across the entirety of this army, then that would be absolutely huge. Tempest shots continue to come in as well, making their way across right now. So Tempest continue to come by. Set up for a couple of moments. A couple of interceptors continue to launch forward. herO definitely the one that feels as though you can take a more straight up fight. Storm's going to try and zone this army of ByuN back. ByuN being patient about it. Could he get any EMPs off? No, not just yet. The longer he doesn't get those EMPs off for, the worse off he's going to end up being, as we do continue to see Viking Liberator continue to fire through. The Ghost obviously able to fight on the ground as well, and herO taking some losses now. I mean, this was really bad for ByuN supply-wise initially, but now it's absolutely going to turn into a disaster for herO. I love the target fire here. He's going to go straight to those carriers and target down those when he could. Not a bad choice. Let's just have ourselves the cannons and so on all around these bases. I mean, ByuN supply is going to be low, and I felt like his benefit there was he's going to potentially be able to play a big cleanup, but that obviously just didn't come around, because we are going to see DTs continue to swipe through bases, and it looks as though herO might just have the edge in this game, number one. DT's obviously doing a lot there after winning out the fight as well previously, so doing well kind of across the board here, I would say, as we continuing to settle on down. GT's come back around the left. The Ghost and the Bio coming through as well. Just going to have ourselves the 6 libs in production. So ByuN's on his way to maxing back out, but it's taking a little bit of time, so not going to be a quick process by any stretch of the imagination. The DTs continue to come through. Just going to be seeing them moving around as well. So we have nukes trying to land, but the denial will be made. Liberators continue to settle. So you can see those DTs continue to come about as well. So all of that continues through for the moment. Much continuing to be done as we move on by. Go's going to step forward once again, so just going to be stepping up here immediately, stepping straight into this. We have ourselves the few Stalkers continue to come about also, so just going to be seeing those taking a little bit of a move. We're just going to have ourselves the Ghost going to come about as well here. Going to try and fight for a couple of moments. Doing what we can when we can right now, as we just see ourselves a little bit of continuing action. Carriers continue to come back across as we just have ourselves the continue push through. The interceptors are going to launch themselves onto that orbital. ByuN supply still trailing that little bit. A re-engage here as the EMPs are available. Carrier's already starting to go down. The Vikings obviously able to push forward for a lot of damage as well. EMPs all across those Archons, so they're going to get grabbed. The Mothership and Carriers continue to take a lot of shots. ByuN just not going to have enough in the end, right? Like, again, it feels as though he's going to do a pretty good job of moving through this and then just kind of stumble and fall towards the final moments of it. Vikings continue to come by, Carriers continue to drop. Going to see our Stalker still stepping forward, probably also not going to have a great time here, as we are going to see ourselves. I think this game more or less getting to the point where we are going to wrap things up. Viking, Bio, Ghost continue to come back around. It's just going to be seen. Our Stalker's going to come blinking in here as well for a couple of moments. Mules drops into the bottom left. Zealot Stalker going to keep on moving as well where we can. So again, doing what we can when we can. It's going to see our Bioforce having a run. herO has got, honestly, just so many more workers that it is a case of just fight after fight here. He should be able to just whittle down that opponent's army. Obviously, he's lost all of his carriers now, so the Skytoss has been denied. So you reset a little bit in that regard. As the EMP comes down there, clips a couple of Stalkers on the edges. Bioforce still stepping through. Again, the Zealot's taking some damage as we go. Let's have all of these Vikings continue to gather together here currently. And all of that set up. Again, our Bio Ghosts moving about as well. Continue to come across, having ourselves the Disruptors setting up. So this is going to be making off this base again. ByuN's going to have an economy issue, but can maybe still make something happen army-wise, trying to fight in the middle of the map with these forces. Trying to come across here and make something happen. Got the Bios, the Ghost continuing through for the moment there as a step forward again. A couple of Disruptors going to start getting jumped on, so damage really being done. Going to come through there with that Bioforce. Again, a couple of Disruptors going down currently. Time War coming down is going to be seen as Stalker still pressing through. A couple of moments as we do see GG being called, and that one is going to get it done. So there you have it. It is going to be herO to take game number 1 over ByuN. Just going to inside. Our Blue Pros player is going to be herO up a game in this one. And in the top right, our Red Terran player is going to be ByuN. As we get this all set up. Going to actually lose himself an SCV here to the probe. That's never a fun start, as Probe actually is able to get a kill, and herO going to be having a very good time following that, I imagine. Scotland is going to be seeing that Marine Fighting Probe getting pushed away to the sides. Right, dropping down again, factory, and the refinery coming up. Command center continues to come into play here for a couple of moments. Just going to be seeing that SCV is going to be chilling as we settle this down. Figure out where this game number 2 is going to get to. Yo. Sorry, I just got the YouTube chat back open. I was doing some stuff. But Olivia, thank you so much for becoming a new member on the YouTube. Says, thanks, Wardy, for keeping SC2 Esports alive. Hell yeah, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. We don't say that one a lot, but really appreciate the membership, mate. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we kick off and get underway. Cyclone, couple Marines all continuing through. The Adept here just going to go pinging around a little bit as well as we try and deal some additional damage. For a couple of moments. Get that on the way. See what we can do. Adept just moving around. A little bit of action here. We're just going to be seeing the Medevac, Cyclone, and a couple of Marines on the way up. So just going to get all of that on the way. And getting that ready to rumble as the orbital will lift off and move in towards the natural. So we're going to get that set up as well in this quarterfinal matchup. Again, following this, we'll be having both the semifinals and the finals coming up, guys. So loads of games still to come today as we make our way through this WardiTV Mondays event, which has been full of great games as well. Just in general, it's been very fun. LCV's coming across. Phoenix going to be diving out. And that warp gate coming through, getting settled into this. Just going to be seeing those couple of Phoenix continue to make their way out and across the other side for a few moments. Just going to see the Cyclones coming about as well. Just going to be seeing a couple of lock-ons. The Adept's taking some damage, so a few shots continue to come through. And as Adept's trying to get forward again, Marine going to take a few more hits. Barracks is going to lift off the reactor. It's going to move to the side. Factory is going to be coming about as we speak as well, so just getting that underway. And the Phoenix moving through for a couple of moments here. As we just have ourselves the Raven, Interference Matrix, all of that coming about. And getting settled into play. The Cyclone's going to come through and lock onto a couple of Phoenix as well. Hallucination. Sorry, Recall is going to be used to bring those Phoenix back to safety. Here, I'd love to keep those up and alive. Very useful units to have throughout the course of this. And our Twilight Council and Forge continue to come through. The Nexus coming up as well. I'm just going to be having ourselves the Cyclones and the Raven continue to come about here to get settled into these early stages. And Raven coming in, just going to have ourselves the couple more shots coming about also. Having ourselves a couple Cyclones continue to move through, then again a little bit of damage being done. Making some progress in these early stages also. Missing those Phoenix, obviously, as they move their way in. Just going to continue to set up and continue to be just an annoyance throughout the course of this game early, I'd imagine. Just definitely expecting those to be a pretty big deal as we continue through this. As our Cyclone, Hurricane Thrusters coming through. The Ravens, the Viking, Marines, and the Cyclones all coming around. ByuN settling in the upper right side for now as well. Let's just have ourselves a couple of Zealots and the Immortals and the Sentries all continuing. Come on through for the moment. Building up into this one as we have ourselves the little shots going down here and there. Again, the full-on mech play getting committed to, so we know exactly where this is going. We know exactly what this is starting to look like. So the couple of Phoenix going to come through. The Zealots and the Immortals going to be there as well as we fire up a little bit more damage. So a few shots continue to come in. The Zealot Stalker moving about also. Ourselves was Phoenix still whacking away on the Ravens for a little bit. Just going to be seeing everything else continuing through as well. I mean, obviously, this is going to be 14 SCVs dead for ByuN, and he's looking like he's in some serious trouble right now. So ByuN in trouble, and may very well be having some issues in the next couple of moments because herO just has a little bit too much. So it's going to be seeing a very great situation build up here, and that's going to be herO taking this 2-0 and win.